Hello, welcome to Discovering the World of Natural Health. I'm your host, Claiborne Holtzman. You know, today is very important as we remember that we just celebrated July the 4th. This broadcast is being done on July the 6th. And we're going to share some information with you that I think would be very beneficial to help you gain knowledge. And what kind of knowledge we're going to talk about? Well, let's talk about knowledge and confidence in using herbs with your family. I think that's important. Not only are they for us individually, but they are for us collectively to make sure that we get the best possible nourishment that we need for the body we live in. So that's what's important to me. I think it's important that we have information put in a form that is easy, concise, and help us understand that we can make decisions based on knowledge and information and education. And when we have all that stuff happening, we can have a better quality of life. And that's very, very important. We started Remedy This Naturally because we wanted you to have information to build information upon information. The more that we learn and more we acknowledge what we learn, we're able to do a better job. I suggest we start with simple things and that we build upon information and that we learn as time permits, as necessity dictates, and whatever order you can do. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. You can talk about single herbs. You can talk about combination of herbs. You can talk about plants you grow in your own garden or on your patio. All these things are plants that are there to help us increase our body's life and health naturally. And that's what it's all about. It would be great if I knew exactly. I could just look right there and say, okay, you need to understand what this herb does for you and how it can help. Let's just back up for a moment. And then I'm going to talk about alfalfa. Just the name itself is so important. It's called the father of all foods. That's very, very powerful. Maybe that's why hybrid racehorses, with the pedigree and the cows and the things that have a larger financial obligation in their life and their health, it's important. We can't on this show get all the things we want to done, but we can do enough to get your interest up so you can start taking control of your life and your health. For information, we offer different books. I did not bring it today, but I saw we had one left on the shelf, and that was Jethro Klaus's book. And also Mr. Bashaw's book was there, and I didn't bring that one either. Because it's something you can go get and purchase. If you need to, you can call the number there, and it can be shipped to you by priority mail, so we have a record of that you did receive it. So that's important to us. The thing that I would like to say is that you should consider yourself a researcher, and that you are looking into and trying to find out what you need to do for yourself and what could be an answer to that need. You need to look at sometimes individual herbs, sometimes combination herbs. And then there are some things that you can look under that talk about ailments to discover more detail while they help your particular problem. Now, you should become your own researcher. No one should know more about your body, its problems, and how to help it than you. So if that's the case, and your research says this has been historically used for this particular problem, situation, and encounter with life, then you would say, okay, let's see, will that do me any good? And if so, how do I take this herbal supplement or this herb or this plant and use it for my benefit? As a researcher, you're going to want to find your information coming from different sources. Be willing to check out things, because herbs have been used by man as food and as medicine for centuries. A long time. They were there. That's why I talk about the Garden of Eden. That's why I talk about getting involved in God's pharmacy. Because God created everything we needed before He created us. And He did it for His pleasure. We are a joy and happiness to Him. And herbs are natural, not instant. Herbs work with the body, not against it. It strengthens and building the body gradually so the body itself is stronger. Now, think about what statement I just made, and I'm going to repeat it because I want you to be able to hear this and understand this, because this is a key point when it comes to food, nourishment, and herbs. Okay? The plants that we ingest by different means, topically as well, were to work with the body, not against the body. It is strengthening and building the body gradually so the body itself is stronger. It's kind of like this. You ever been sick? Couldn't eat anything, throw up, just miserable, body getting there, laying down, getting weak and tired. Then all of a sudden, you feel like you could take a little bit of a miracle remedy called chicken noodle soup, and how it can start strengthening, causing the body to be stronger, and get it to the point that it is benefiting itself. That's important to know that the body is able, capable, and will do that. So you want to build the body gradually so the body itself is stronger. Herbs can be compared with food They feed the body. Herbs feed the body, just like, quote unquote, regular foods. Herbs need to be used with wisdom and knowledge and not indiscriminately. That's why. Let's think about this for a moment. You watch people who are, quote unquote, in tuned with Mother Nature. And what they're saying is, I'm going to study. I'm going to feel the vibration of this plant or this herb. And I'm going to give it to the weakness in my body that historically has been used. It may be from a shaman, medicine men from the Indians. You know, all of these things are there for our benefit. So, remember this, please, that we need to understand that herbs need to be used with wisdom, knowledge, and indiscriminately. Because the different plants have different jobs, different talents. You have a different talent than I do. You have a different interest than I do. That's why, folks, we are all so important. Because we are all connected one with the other. And no one is greater than the other. We are powerful in our knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and it actually makes your talent more powerful when our talents are put together. That's critical. I mean, for example, herbal fighters, some of are antibacterial, antiseptic, hormonal, diuretic. Herbs can be antihistamine, laxative, antispasmodic, cardiac. And you know, I hope that you were able to listen to last week's broadcast when I had Pastor Richard Pagan, who was from Fort Wayne, Indiana, that started a Boyd Lutheran Church. And Rich talked about the cardiac value of supplements, exercise, thinking, and was able to do that, and they were able to take and redirect the power of the body so it could heal itself and became better in the cardiovascular area. True. Dean Ornish, look him up. Dean Ornish and his cardiac program and how it all involves around the total person, not just giving a remedy or a drug to help handle the situation, but taking the whole person, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything tied together. It is critical for us to do that. We're not just one hand. You know, we are many members, but one body. And we've got to do the same thing when we start working one with the other. We are many folks with many talents and many blessings to share. It doesn't have to be destructive. It can be positive. And it can be, should be, where we're helping one another with our life, health, and pursuit of happiness. That's what it's all about. And when we are in harmony, we create. We are able to think, build, work, become. Everything that exists began with a thought. And that thought turned into a reality of what it can be to help us have inventions, things to make us have a better life. Get rid of the complicated stuff. Instead of using a shovel, a spade, and a pick, you finally found out, oh man, somebody created something electrified. We put water and use it in make a turbine out of it, and we can do more. We can, and not have to be so hard on ourselves physically, and we can make it better. Very important. I got jumped off on that cardiacs part because to see and to know someone that did it. They went to Dean Ornish's program in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and turned their life around. Reversed heart disease. Reversed the negativity and the stinking thinking of, it ain't gonna ever get any better. I'm just gonna continue to get old, weak, and die. Doesn't have to be that way, folks. If we are in tune with the Creator that made the herb and the purpose of the plant, and we understand it, then, remember what I said? We are strengthened gradually. And our body and our life changes. Good stuff. Nervines, antihistamine. Herbs perform certain functions in the body, just as certain foods contain vitamins and minerals that help certain areas of the body. Now, let's just a little bit about it, because this is so revolutionary. This is so simple and so far back that we thought we didn't need it, we didn't study it anymore, and now we need it. With a pandemic going around, what's going to take care of it? Looking for a vaccine. Plant's already there. Just got to figure out which one it is and be willing to tell the truth about it, even when it robs money out of your own pocket. We got to know what the purpose of it is, how it works, and we have lost so many seniors, so many people that used to use herbs for health and wellness. I remember mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers when I was growing up, and how the population that couldn't go to the doctors was able to go to the yard, because what they did is this, very simple. They prayed. They looked into it and said, my baby is over here sick with a fever. What can I do? Oh, there's an herb called feverfew. There is food that helps to bring down the body to homeostasis. Had to pray, had to look for an answer, had to trust a God, not a man, to come with the answer. And that's what happened. And then we get better, we don't need it. We laugh at grandma because she's over there taking and cooking some onions, get them warm, and she takes those onions, She puts them on her chest, lays down in the bed, covers them up, and puts some heat to it gradually. And the penetration of the onions and the garlic going through the skin, helping the respiratory system, because they had no other choice. They didn't know what else to do. But for some reason, a voice spoke to them and said, hey, try this. Try this. And they did. And they got well. Don't underestimate the knowledge that's available, because basically it's been said like this before. There is nothing new under the sun. Everything is already known. But what the key is tapping into it. Getting to know the answers that God made in the herbs He created. All of them there before we were created. Because we were created from the dust of the earth. Same number of minerals in the dirt as in the body. Cool. Just want to pause there for a moment, give you the opportunity to think. And certain foods contain vitamins and minerals that help certain areas of the body. Now, that is a critical statement. Vitamins and minerals that help certain areas of the body. Herbs store indefinitely. They lose about 30% of their potency in the first 24 and 36 hours after picking them, but are stable after that if kept in a cool, dry place. And why would you do that? Have them available if you need something for a cough. You need something for a poultice. The herb is there waiting for you to put it and let it smile because it's being used for what it was created for. That's powerful knowledge. The taste of herbs help indicate how to use them. The mild, pleasant tasting herbs can be used freely. They're usually the tonic herbs that help every part of the body. Now, it's a little different story when we start talking about bitter herbs. They're usually what we call the medicinal herbs. These are used in times of illness or to correct certain problems. And as you learn, you'll have confidence in these herbs. And as you have confidence in them, you'll be able to let the body do what it's supposed to do, and that heal itself. Body has that capability, and it can. Okay, why am I spending this whole show on herbs? Because I want you to understand something. They cleanse the body. They regulate the systems, body glands and functions. They have a job to do. They're nutritional. Raises the energy level of the body. Stimulate the body's immune system. Let's take them one at a time. Okay? Cleanse the body. What are we talking about? Okay? The body was built with safeguards in it, and also healing powers in our body. When we're cut, the body starts to work trying to repair the damage. I mean, I work overtime. I will find something to bump this noggin into. It'll bleed. I'll put some silver gel on it. I'll put some cayenne pepper on it to quit it from bleeding. If I need to, if I get it bad enough so it doesn't run down my forehead when I'm bent over. When you're cut, the body starts to work trying to repair the damage. Your body wants to heal itself, period. It was designed to do that. When you are invaded by an illness, the body's immune system is alerted and starts to defend against the illness. We need to pay attention to that statement, that the body starts to defend against the illness. The body was not designed to be sick. And it was designed to wellness as our soul prospered. So there's a spiritual connection, not only with the herbs happening in a physical aspect, but there's a spiritual aspect of healing as well. That's why a while ago, when we started this off, and I said, the person had something happen to him. The baby's sick. Baby's got colic, don't know what to do. Didn't have a medicine. What cabbage leaf could we lay on the chest? You know, what was there? What was available? So the body could build its immune system and pass it on. One of the main reasons for having a baby when it's born to get and enjoy the breast milk of the mama, and actually the first 24 hours are critical, and that is for colostrum. That is the immune system of the mama in the milk, in the colostrum, for the baby to have its own vaccine. And that vaccine is in the mother's milk. Because over the decades of life, it has been built up. So, we need to encourage moms to give their breast milk to the babies, especially in the beginning, especially. Immune system is alerted and start to defend against the illness. Every day, waste products are gathered and eliminated from the body. The body is constantly trying to cleanse and heal itself. Herbs help rather than interfere with this cleansing and eliminating process. Drugs may make the system sluggish and causes allergies, kills friendly bacteria, or other worse side effects. Then the body has to deal with these as well as the disease. Herbs have no known side effects. They're made for our healing and well-being. I would like to add a little bit more to that, is that learn and make sure that what you know that is good for you and does not cause ill will within the body. There are, and I'm going to read from Stan Malmstrom. He wrote a book, Own Your Own Body, and I'm quoting, "There are no known side effects from herbs used knowingly and wisely. Knowledge and wisdom are the key words. Herbs cannot be used indiscriminately without knowledge, no more than food can. We must use common sense, fortified with a basic knowledge of the properties of the herbs in order to use them effectively. Unquote from Stan Malmstrom. Just cannot use things indiscriminately. You just can't go and open up a can of groceries and do things the same way. You got to have knowledge. The other thing, one, the herbs help cleanse the body. Get rid of the negativity. Get rid of the waste, process urine, process poop, process things that don't belong there, and flush them out of the system. Get them going. Because you don't leave the garbage cans overflowing and all the stench and stuff coming from them. You give it the opportunity to cleanse, detoxify, and to heal and build. So regulate the system is number 2. Cleanse was the first part. Number 2, regulate the system. Besides helping the body to cleanse, the herbs also strengthen or normalize the glands. Sometimes it's surprisingly find that the same herb can be used for too much hormone or for too little hormone or for decreasing or increasing the appetite. This ceases to be surprising when we understand that herbs regulate and tone the glands to return them to their normal function. So, homeostasis, balance, is what's important. So, food, beverage, herbs can regulate, can help the body get what it needs and enjoy it. The other thing about herbs, they're nutritional. Herbs are very high in minerals, vitamins, and other nutrients that nourish and build the body. They help feed the body. Many times a weak or sick body will accept nourishment from an herb when other foods are rejected or unassimilated. The body knows what it needs. It will take what it needs. Sometimes we just have, and I'll just say it this way, we have a hankering. We have a want to. We must have it there. Number 4, raise the energy level of the body. Wow. How many times have you said, my get up and go got up and went? How many? When you can take herbs and stimulate the energy levels within the body so the body has increased energy to heal itself. And here, number 5, we need this more than anything in the world now with what's going on. And that is stimulate the body's immune system. Herbs stimulate the immune system and promote the body's natural good bacteria. Now, we are being more readily educated about probiotics, putting in friendly bacteria in our system, especially if you're on some form of a narcotic or a drug, man-made, that robs us of our good bacteria, and we need it. And so, therefore, it would be very important to put in probiotics to stimulate the thing. And the thing should be the immune system and promotes body's natural bacteria. I'm going to share with you, and this may be a little boring, but I want you to understand that herb types are very important. And if you've never heard this before, or if you have heard this before, it may be what you need to say, oh, wait a minute. This is what's happening in my body. Therefore, I need to find an herb that is an alternative. I need to find one that's an antibiotic. Listen carefully, because I know before I get through this list, I'm going to touch the lives probably of every person that's in the sound of my voice. And some of us are fortunate enough to see us on WHIG. Love you guys. Special. All right, herb types. Alternative. Herbs used to change existing nutritive and excretory processes to regulate body functions. So the body's functions have to be regulated. The body's functions have to be on a system to make it work. Analgesic herbs, when taken orally, used to relieve pain. So what kind of herbs do that? Anodyne herbs, when applied externally, used to relieve pain. An antibiotic, herbs used to kill or stop growth of harmful microorganisms. Antihydrophic, herbs used to remove excessive body fluids. Herbs that are anti-inflammatory, herbs used to relieve inflammation. Antipyretic, herbs used to reduce fevers. Antiseptic, herbs used to prevent, combat, and neutralize toxic bacteria. And folks, we need to use things like, I like using silver as an antiseptic, and I don't like using a lot of alcohol that dries out the nourishment in my skin when I can use something that's natural. Antispasmodic, herbs used to calm spasms, cramps, or coughing. Antisystolic, herbs used to allay venereal disease. Androdisic, herbs used to correct problems of impotency. And I messed up the pronunciation of aphrodisiac. That's bad, especially if someone needs something to help them correct impotency and help them with their sexual get up and go. Aromatic, herbs that have a fragrant, spicy taste and stimulate the gastrointestinal mucous membrane. And astringent, herbs used to contract tissues and halt discharges. Calmative, herbs used to calm the nervous system. And there are some good ones for that. Cardiac, herbs used to strengthen the heart. Carminative, herbs used to expel gas from the digestive system. Cathartic, herbs used to stimulate purging from the bowels. A cell proliferant, herbs used to promote rapid new cell growth and healing. Collagen, herbs used to increase flow of bile into the duodenum. Demucilant, herbs that are soothing and provide a protective coating to irritated or inflamed internal areas. Depurant, blood purifier that stimulates the eliminating process. Isn't this kind of interesting? You did not know, well, maybe you did know, but all of us didn't know that herbs have that ability to do these things. They were there in the beginning when we were created, and God said, if you run into this problem, go to my pharmacy and you can heal yourself with what I made in the plant kingdom. Diaphoretic, herbs used to promote perspiration. Digestant, herbs containing enzymes, amino acids, etc. to aid digestion of the food. Emetic, herbs used to induce vomiting. And there's also herbs for helping with menstrual flow. Expectorant, herbs used to expel toxin mucus from your respiratory system. Febrifuge, herbs reduce fevers. Homeostatic, herbs used to stop bleeding. Hepatic, herbs used to strengthen, tone the liver, and increase the flow of bile. Hormonal, herbs containing hormonal properties. Laxative, herbs use a mild laxative to bowels. They stimulate the secretion rather than acting as an irritant to the bile. And I sure am glad we don't have some of that stuff that how they used to make X-Lax. No. You need some Senna or some Cascara Sagrada, use them. Don't use a poison to make the body make you poop. Nervine, herbs used to heal and soothe the nerves. Nurturative, herbs that promote growth and nourishment. Purgative, herbs used to cause purging from the bowels, usually used in combination with other herbs to control the action. You don't want to get yourself where things are too loose. Relaxant or sedative, herbs that soothe or quiet and have properties of lessening excitement, irritation, and or pain. A stimulant, herbs that increase energy and provide of the body or parts of the body. Stomachic, herbs used to strengthen and tone stomach and increase appetite. Sudorific, herbs that stimulate and increase perspiration. Tonic, herbs that invigorate and stimulate, tone the energy of the body. Vermicide, herbs used to destroy parasites and worms. Vermifuge, herbs used to expel worms. And vulnerary herbs that promote healing of wounds. I hope that has some significance to you. For me to go through and read all the different things that can happen to our body, for our body, in a positive way, with a plant that was created for the body, that was created after the plants were created. God knew what he was doing, had it all taken care of, and was willing for you and me to have a background that we came from the dirt. I think that's doggone good. And and I started a while ago in the beginning and I was talking about individual herbs. I was talking about alfalfa. And I told you that the name alfalfa means father of all foods. It has been called the king of plants because it's extremely rich in vitamins and minerals, including iron, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, sodium, potassium, silicon, and trace minerals. A good source of keratin. Now, how many would even have thought that alfalfa was, like vitamin A and do the same things carrots can do? And a little known vitamin K, the blood clotting vitamin that has been known to help peptic ulcers, has 8 of the essential amino acids and the highest chlorophyll content of any plant. Note, essential amino acids are not made by the body, but have to be supplied daily by our food or supplements. That's one of the reasons I am an advocate for liquid chlorophyll, which is made from alfalfa. Powerful stuff. Permits rapid assimilation of plant elements. This is one of the reasons alfalfa is used as a base in many combinations and in vitamin formulas. And we call those combinations. Prevent tooth decay. Help rebuild decayed teeth. Contains natural fluoride. Isn't that amazing? And you're not out there, and I saw it yesterday where his boy told their son, "What do you want to drink?" And they took that bottle that has in it 20-some spoonfuls of sugar per glass, and you wonder why the youngin's teeth are rotting. So, alfalfa is an appetizer, it's a diuretic, and it's a tonic. Those are the 3 things there. And here are some of the reasons you would want to use alfalfa. Acne, allergies, anemia, appetite, arthritis, bad breath, bladder weakness, blood clotting agent, a blood purifier, bursitis, colds, helps with the colon and cramps, diabetes, digestion, helps with the eyes, flu influenza, gout. Now, flu influenza, and with a pandemic, if I could do anything that would help me not worry about some type of flu, I'm drinking my liquid chlorophyll. Helps with gout, and I'll back up. Alfalfa was one of the herbs that I overtook, and took some more when my body was shutting down from going through a major trauma in my life, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. When all of that stuff hit and caused me to having a weak immune system, it was alfalfa that brought me around. I took alfalfa sprouts, and you can buy sproutings at Remedy This Naturally. And our hours are 10 to 5 Monday through Saturday. Post office is 10 to 5 Monday through Friday, and 10 to 2 on Saturday. But it was one of those things that, folks, changed my life, changed my health, put me back into a balance of what we call homeostasis. And I felt like I was being a cow or a horse from eating so much alfalfa. It was good. The other thing was, people complain about swelling and they name it gout. Alfalfa is one of the things for that. And there is actually a product. It's a group of herbs into a combination, and it is called Go Out. G-O-O-U-T. If you're having some trouble with inflammation, gout, arthritis, and stuff, this has been historically known. The herbs in there have been historically known to help with those weaknesses. Kidneys, morning sickness, nausea, nursing, pituitary gland, rheumatism, skin, youngins going through puberty, getting the face bump. I'd be doing some alfalfa. I love my liquid chlorophyll. I would just take away from those carbonated beverages and say, hey, I don't want you no more. I won't drink liquid chlorophyll. Try it. Try it for 3 weeks. Try it for 3 weeks. Let me know what your result is. Okay? Ulcers and whooping cough. Those are the things. And what I've tried to do is want you to understand that it is you who is in control of your health. It is you who must make the decision to quit blaming other people and take and look for answers for yourself. Become a student into God's pharmacy and the herbs and how they will do it for you. Back to Eden's a great book. Ed Bashaw's book as well. You know, there's a whole bunch of them. We have a number of books that are there for your benefit. And remedy this naturally. And take the time. Take the time to learn, educate, and give your body the gift of knowledge so you can have health and wellness throughout your body. Remember, the body we live in was designed to live and never die. Only when we became rebellious and we tried to be our own God, and God said, I cannot let my chosen children live forever in the way they designed themselves, not the way I designed for them. That's the difference. You guys are really, really special. God created you in His image and in His likeness. And when we get out of balance, we mess up. But if we can stay in what is known as homeostasis, if we can stay balanced, and if we'll put into our bodies what it needs, then the body will stay well. It will heal itself. But when we start breaking down our immune system by taking the oxygen out because we're pouring in carbon dioxide from our beverages and stuff, we can't stay well. We become susceptible to what's there. Be willing. Be willing to realize and accept the fact that we have got to go to our Creator to be healthy. And I challenge you to do that. Remedy This Naturally is just a place for people who care about themselves or their loved one or their animal, and can go back and put into the body what's missing and be well. As we prosper in our soul and our spirit, our bodies will tag along and be well. I love you guys so much. I am so honored that God gave me a lot of problems in family health years ago, so I can take that negativity that was meant to destroy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and share it with you now, because God wants you well. God wants you healthy. God wants you being who you were supposed to be, that He created to do your job. I'm Claiborne Holtzman. Thank you so much. May good health be yours, and God bless.